have the most hating dog in all the world. I'm telling you. We talking about a lot today, guys, as y'all come in. We talking about the Kelli Bryant case. We talking about Naziah Harris. We talking about Keimani. There's several things I want to talk about. I'm going to wait for a few more people to get in. The reason why I started talking about my dog and while y'all coming in, tell me where y'all from. Say what's up. The reason why I started talking about my dog is because he going to get upset thinking that when I got this wig on that I'm going somewhere. And he pooped on the floor. So now I got to deal with that. Come on in, babies. Tell me where y'all from. Where y'all from? Okay, so look, while I'm getting my stuff together, hey, hey, welcome, welcome. While I'm getting myself together, let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. So you can hear you. You can hear me, Sharice? Hey, Dallas. Tell me, somebody text me, tell me y'all put it in the chat, tell me y'all can hear me. Okay, good. Let me tell you about this dog before we get into this thing real quick. I'm gonna let a few more people come in. This dog, I'm gonna show you the dog. This dog knows when I'm about to go somewhere, and he likes to get upset to the point where he poops on the floor. Now I had that's the only reason why I was late. I had all intentions on being here on time. That's why y'all got the whole thing circulating back and forth. Because I was on time. And then while I'm getting myself together, he decides to take a dump on the floor. That's him. Hey, Minnesota. Look at him. We talking about a lot. Hey. And I had tried to put him on here so y'all can see him at one point, and I wasn't able to. So look, guys. Welcome from North Carolina. Thank you, baby, for telling me you can hear me. So look, guys, the Kelli Bryant case, if y'all are familiar, if y'all are not, we're about to go down that path. I'm going to take y'all down that path so we can understand what's going on. She had a probable cause hearing. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get into that really quickly because I got 3 things that I want to talk to y'all about. 3 things, okay? So I want to really show really quickly my screen because I want y'all to get an understanding of what we're dealing with, okay? And where am I at? There I go. Okay. I want y'all to get an understanding of what we're dealing with in case you don't know. Because y'all may know the Naziah Harris case. Hey, Peggy. How you doing, baby? Welcome, Nancy. Welcome. So y'all know about we know about the Naziah Harris case. Of course, we know about Keimani's, but some of y'all may not know about the Kelli Bryant case. And look, if you're just popping in, you're trying to figure out what's going on. Let me tell you who I am. My name is T Styles. I create monsters for a living. So that's what I do for a living, meaning that I write psychologically based characters. My T baby is going to probably be telling y'all as they continue to come in what it is I do. So I'm really interested in the whys things happen. So we go into more of those cases. And so while I was looking at this particular case, it just shocked me. Okay, so really quickly, what happened in this case if you have no idea? This woman, Kelli Bryant, left her kids in the home alone for 4 to 5 years. They believe it's around that time. It keeps changing, but we know it's between 4 to 5 years. Okay. She had 4 children, but one of them was living with the father. Tell me if you say we heard this, T. We know the story. She had 4 kids, but one of them was living with its baby's father. Okay. It was believed that she left the children around 2020 to 2021. At the time, they were ages 10, 7, and 6. Their fathers were allegedly not in the picture. And so nobody knew what was happening. Okay. Come in and tell me it's just you get that you're here. Let me know you're here. Say we here, T. Don't just talk to me. Don't just listen to me. Talk to me too. Okay. So what ended up happening was the landlord didn't get his money and he wanted them out. When they went in the house, they found these three children and it was basically squalor. Okay. Once they found the three children, they found out that what was happening because the oldest was about, let me see, ages 15 and his two sisters 12 and 13. The oldest had said that they had been living in the house the whole time. She was bringing pizzas, dropping pizza off and stuff like that. Okay. They arrested her, of course, charged her with several things, including not knowing how to take care of kids. And it was also some believe it to be some kind of welfare fraud. So people were trying to figure out how the kids survive. You've been following the case? Yeah. Yep. They were trying to figure out how the kids survive, and it came out that she was dropping off food on the steps, mainly pizza. That was the main thing that I kept hearing, pizza. Matter of fact, when they came in, it was boxes upon boxes of pizza. Okay. So people were waiting for this trial because once they arrested her and rescued the children, she had a probable cause hearing, which was supposed to be today. And actually, the case was supposed to be a few weeks, months ago, like last month or sometime, but they didn't have all the evidence. And then the same thing. This is in Michigan, baby. Thank you for keeping me honest. This happened in Michigan. Okay. So allegedly, she was feeding the kids, but with fast food, and they had a probable cause last month. In that, they were also trying to reduce her bail and all of that. And then they decided to do the probable cause hearing today. Now we're here today, and still they are not ready for this case. They're saying they need the medical records and all of this kind of stuff. So now we're stuck. So I'm sitting here getting myself ready because I wanted to come live once we knew what was going on and get more information, but they're not ready. So now they're saying we're going to come back on May 16th. Okay. Now, in the meantime, Miss Kelly has been hard at work doing everything she's not supposed to be doing. Okay. Everything she's not supposed to be doing. Yes, Pontiac, Michigan. This happened in Pontiac, Michigan. And on February 14th, 2025 is when they found them. So this all happened. So I was trying to figure out, okay, we're going to finally get some stuff going on about this case. We are not getting anything going on about this case, y'all, right now until May 16th. But apparently, Miss Kelly has been doing the most. Miss Kelly has been, let me show y'all. Okay. Can you hear me still? Let me know y'all can hear me. Because I'm on my computer because I decided not to use my, what's the name? I wanted better audio. The audio was just bugging the hell out of me. Allegedly, let me pull it up so we can see it. Yes, we can. Thank you. I'm glad you're on here. How far are you from here? Okay, let me pull up this thing so y'all can see. I'm on my computer because I be wanting to show y'all video and I can't be showing y'all video without being on here. So allegedly, she was told to stay away from her kids because after all, she hadn't been around her kids for so long. So why are you trying to be with the kids now? So she was told to stay away from the kids. But Kelly decided to contact the kids. It says the Oakland County prosecutors asked for a revocation of her communication privileges after she was busted reaching out to her kid's caregiver, and they are believed to be with the paternal the she had reached out 10 times and having other jail inmates also reach out on her behalf. Okay. The judge previously told her mother to have zero contact with them because you didn't have any contact with them before. So why are you trying to do it now? Her lawyer covered for her by saying she never received a written ruling by the judge. So Brian didn't know not to call the caregiver. Again, she hadn't done it before. Why are you doing it now? And the defense lawyer also says the kids were never brought up by Brian. So apparently she was just talking to the man. I'm not even sure why. But anyway, they revoked her privileges. So Kelly has been doing things to get on people's nerves for a minute now. So I was disappointed that we didn't get any motion because I honestly believe something is wrong with this woman. I've been saying that for the longest time. You said, child, leave them kids alone. You didn't worry about contact. Exactly. Then for 45 years, you don't do it now. Exactly. That's how I feel about it. So we didn't get any more motion. Who was the caregiver? The caregiver is the is believed to be the father of the children's father. So the grandfather. That's who's believed to be taking care of them. So I have no motion on this particular case, guys, until May 16th. So we could put that one in the bucket. But now we have to talk about something. Something has been coming up about this, about Tiara, Keimani's mother, y'all. I'm really starting to wonder, we may be giving her a little bit too much credit. Okay. We may be giving her too much credit. While I'm pulling this up, I want y'all to tell me where you from. Come in. I always want to know. If you told me before, tell me again where you from. And I'm gonna pull up this thing. So there was an interview that was done, and y'all, the interview was very enlightening, and not in a good way. Okay, somebody interviewed Tiara again. Now she will show up for an interview, won't she? She will definitely show up for an interview. And in showing up for the interview, she had a few things that she wanted to say, but now things are not adding up based off of everything else that was said. Okay, so let's go into what I'm talking about. I want to pull up my screen, because what I did was, instead of pulling us through the interview, I actually put the points I want y'all to hear. Okay, I want y'all to hear what was going on with these points. Okay, so people are not feeling Tiara. Let's talk about who Keimani is. I always give an update. Keimani Latigue, we know, is the baby who had recently lost her, was unalive, allegedly by her father. Okay, her biological father, which unfortunately is also in question. Okay, and this happened in March. They found him. They pew-pewed him multiple times. He was supposed to have a hearing to go over some details. He wasn't there, and as a result, we are trying to find out what's happening. But in the meantime, Tiara Caston, who did not have access to her daughter, meaning that she paid child support allegedly to Dorothy, who was responsible for her, but she did not have access to her. This woman has been going around doing interviews. This one interview did not end up being good. We've listened to some interviews before from her. Hey, baby. Thank you. I appreciate it, Miss Moniz. I hope I said it right. Thank you. Tell me when y'all come into the house so I can know that y'all are here. So she had this interview with somebody called Black CEO or something, right? Now there were several things that people weren't feeling. First thing was, they believe, allegedly, that it's a cash grab for her now. Let me hide this really quickly. That it's allegedly a cash grab. Okay. And then this is some of the reasons why. Okay, Tiara has been accused of trying to get money. She's promoting her Cash App. Now, to be fair, this was before the actual memorial service, but there were contradictory statements about the GoFundMe campaigns. First, she was denying their existence, while her sister Moody admitted to creating two, and they were asking for $100,000 for legal fees, and then another $7,500 for burials. But folks are still trying to find out what's going on with the donations that they had raised for $6,000. Remember, they had already raised that. Of course, Tiara can't really talk about it because she is not in the legal guardian. Okay. So there was also some things coming up about that Tiara fought her mother, Dorothy Latigue, in probate court, which we know before the baby had her memorial service. I don't even know if she's buried right now. I've been looking, I can't find anything. But before she had her public memorial service and her private one with the family, Dorothy had requested for the probate court to give her the authority, and they gave it to her. So Tiara was talking about that, and it went in the interview. They were talking about that she lost the case with the judge awarding it to Dorothy, which we knew. But here's some of the things that people are starting to look at her side eyes for. And I thought about it, y'all, but I said, you know what? I'm not going to say anything about it. That she appeared via Zoom with no lawyer, and it raised questions about her commitment. Oh, her mama go digger. I certainly hope not. But people are really starting to believe it now. Okay, because one thing I will say for sure, I don't see a bunch of clean hands. It's not. It's things are not appearing to be as smooth as they could be. Now we got to keep in mind that this woman lost her child. Whether we want to blame her or not, she did lose a child. But it's just not whatever. She initially claimed that she wasn't invited to the funeral, but Dorothy stated Tiara was included in the private services. That caused some issues. There were some inconsistencies with her narratives. I listened to the interview, y'all. At one point in the interview, it was asked about Keimani's birthday, because we know, right? Keimani had a birthday that came right after she passed. And she had been asked, did Dorothy really plan it? And she said Dorothy did plan it, and that all of her presents, Keimani's presents, were in Dorothy's closet, covered by clothing, because she wanted it to be a surprise. And that she was reaching out for more money, reaching out to Tiara for more money. So is she the villain or not? But she talked about that. She said Keimani visited her. This was the biggest thing, y'all. This was the biggest thing that raised red flags for a lot of people. She said that she hadn't seen her since her 11th birthday. She even mentioned something along the lines at the court. The Tiara said she hadn't seen her since her 11th birthday, but it was reported, and I remember putting this on my ad because I saw her say it when she was interviewed by one of those channels, that she had seen her a few days before she passed. So did you not see her since the 11th or what? You understand what I'm saying? So we're getting a lot of conflicting stuff when it comes to her. She got the different social media handles. She's been having these crazy breakdowns. Like on this interview, y'all, it was so bad. I got so embarrassed. But on this interview, she being Kara, people were having their say so in the comments. And she was just going off on the people in the comments. Now, of course, it's painful. But everybody that you talk to about this case, not everybody, get out. Nope, not after you done pooped on the floor. Nope, get out. Everybody's not going to always be on your side. Yeah, she should have shown up for court in person. She really should have, because that would have made it look that would have made it look better. Hey, Cincy. Hello from Cincy, Ohio. Hey, Kay. Am I saying that right? So she went on had an emotional breakdown, went off on folks because folks was going off on her, and it just didn't look good. Then, of course, past convictions came up, probation violations, just a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm thinking, guys, with this case, again, my channel is more about why things are happening. I think one of the things that she is doing, she being Tiara, I think she is trying to, I have a feeling that she is trying to not justify, but just prove that she did not drop the ball in this. And it's not looking good for her at all. And I think if I were her at this point, I would just stay out of the media. I wouldn't do no more interviews. I don't care who wanted me to do an interview. She needs to stay out of the media because they are dragging her right now, and to the point where the public, people will turn on you so quick. People will turn on you so quick. 1 minute they be with you, and then when you get to talking and talking, they'll turn against you quick. That's one of the reasons why I have a singer. He's my very favorite singer. I love him to death. But when I hear him talking on social media, I can't be bothered with it, and it just turns me off. So sometimes it's best just to not say anything. And I think that's where she needs to be at this point. Just don't even say anything, because it's really coming out to look worse for her. But anyway, that is what's been going on. And it's been all over the media because people were on her side at first, and now they are no longer on her side because she continues to talk about it. And she's continuing to talk about it in a way that it's not, people are no longer really understanding her thing. Yes, the entire family have it. I believe that, Tyrone. Somebody reached out to me about a week or so ago. Somebody that's really close to the family. And that's one of the things that came out, that there are some mental issues on all sides, y'all. allegedly on Tiara's side, on Dorothy's side, on all sides. And that would pretty much explain why we're getting what we're getting. And if you are Ohio and you got to put her somewhere, it's almost like it's the lesser, you pick the best of the lesser evils. Am I saying that right? So I'm thinking that's what happened, because when I heard this interview, I'm like, she didn't do herself any favors at all. Matter of fact, she made things worse. So until this is done, oh, and that's the other thing that came out too, that Dorothy, it came out that Dorothy, she believes that Dorothy allegedly contacted him, being Darnell, the night that she went missing. So there was interactions with them. I don't know if that's true, but it's Tiara is on these interviews pretty much blaming her mother in a way that's almost trying to implicate her. She is straight up lying, and he's not the beautiful baby's father. I can't, I don't know. I have no idea, because one of the things that came up too was that Tiara has a child, a younger child, and that he was allegedly the father. I don't know. That's the thing. Like, I think what's happening now is that Tiara is doing so many interviews. This is why I say she should just not really say anything else. Where's she at on my thing? She's doing so many interviews that at this point, she's really making things worse. She said that was the father and that she knew him since she was 19. But I don't believe it no more. I really don't. The lesser of two evils. Thank you. Oh my goodness, y'all. We had our first stroke. Maud. Let me ban that one, honey. That one came in here selling. You know what? You deleted it and I put it back on twice. No, get out of here, freak. We are not dealing with you. No, get out of here. No. Yeah, so this is what we got going on, guys. This is what we got going on. Tiara is doing a world tour, making things worse and bringing more light to a situation where at this point she really needs to sit back. I'm gonna look at this thing really quick and see what else that she said, because there were so many other things she said. I want to make sure I don't miss anything, because she had her friend Jazz on there too. Jazz has been with her on several of the interviews. I guess she's with her and trying to support her, but I really don't think Tiara should do any more interviews at this point. You know, Jazz doesn't mean block. Oh, Tiara also said, she allegedly said that she has a lawsuit against CPS. What part happened? What you talking about, Diane? Are you talking about what we talking about? Or are you talking about what just happened with somebody on here trying to pitch some, trying to sell something, honey? Which part? We had a lot of things that just happened a second ago. Just let me know. Child, that was my very first one. Yeah, so she has a lawsuit against, allegedly against CPS for what happened. But in order to prove this lawsuit, in order to come out on this lawsuit, they would first have to implicate that something was going on with Dorothy. And then they would also have to admit that something was going on with them. You know what I mean? So I don't know if Ohio doing that. Again, we know it's going to be really based off of what this man says. Oh, that was the other thing that came out. I knew it was something else. It came out that if she allegedly, she being Dorothy, where's Dorothy at? Y'all know we love her. I'm being funny. Dorothy kept telling people that he admitted or confessed to her the day he was caught. People trying to figure out how that happened when he has been in the hospital since recently. So if he had been in the hospital since recently, how was he able to talk to you? He could not have spoken to you. But she said that. And Tiara was saying that was one of the reasons why she believed her mother is responsible. She's implicating her mother, y'all, in a big way. In a big way. And with these interviews. She claimed with the last interview that she didn't want to be there. But at the same time, she, being Tiara, was on the phone for this interview for 2.5 hours. Also, something that came up was the fake text messages. Remember, I showed y'all the text messages. Let's look at them. I think I have them on here. Remember, I showed y'all the fake text messages. Let me see. These were text messages before Keimani was found. There were text messages that Dorothy claimed was sent to her from the person that was holding her hostage. And I'm doing my air quotes. I hate when I don't have my nails on because they don't give the same flair. But air quotes. She claimed that this person sent her text messages. Let's look at them again because this came up in the interview again with Tiara recently. It says, I'm here. This is about business. If you respect my amount, I will return it to you right now. What? Now, the it, I believe, is supposed to be Keimani. That's a hell of a way to say it. And then you say, what? That's right. Here I'm speaking for the amount of $4,000. That's the business you can have with me. Y'all notice what we see right here, right? Because I covered this in my actual video. This is all coming from one person. But Dorothy claimed that these text messages were from somebody that was holding Keimani hostage. How is that possible when they're all coming from one thing? It came up on the interview. This was one of the reasons why Tiara believes that Dorothy is also involved, allegedly. It's nobody that's got clean hands. Like, it's no clean hands in this whatsoever. None at all. None. I think that's what's driving everybody's crazy. If you're coming in, tell me where you're looking at me from. Tell me where you're looking at me from. There are no clean hands at all. And the more I think about this, y'all, the more I don't know if we're going to get justice. The more I think about this, the more I don't know if we're going to get justice. Because I think at this point, the objective is going to be to sweep this under the rug. I would like for it not to be the case, but I believe that's going to be the objective. Tell me if y'all think I'm wrong. And the reason why I say that is the amount of confusion that Tiara is placing into the atmosphere right now, because I believe personally that she may feel that she is responsible in some way for what's happening. But the amount of confusion that she's placing right now into this case is making it worse. Also, I don't know if she's going to get justice because if, like we already talked about, Darnell says it was me, I had something to do with it, this is going to go away. One thing that I do love is that Toledo has been moving and making motion since this baby had her memorial. They have not stopped. That's a possibility. Sorry, I had a drink. Let me tell y'all why that may be a why that may be a possibility, Len. I hope it's not, but let me tell you why I believe that may be a possibility. It may be a possibility only because allegedly it's a possibility she was paying child support. And so when you're looking at motives and stuff like that, I'm not saying that she is, but when you're looking at motives, if this goes on, if he says he didn't do it, because we still have not got a confession from him, if he says he didn't do this, then you gotta start pulling out everything else. That would definitely be a motive, because she said she was paying child support. So I don't know. I don't know. That is it's quite possible. I don't want it to be the case. I don't want it to be the case for any of them, but it's quite possible. 4 kids, Diane, you must be on the playbacks. Sadly, I agree. All hands may not be. Yeah, everybody that may not get it. Nope. And if Darnell doesn't talk, so the reason why I'm feeling that the Darnell situation may not go our way is because I got a feeling that the way he be crying, I got a feeling he may want to get this off his chest. And if he wants to get this off his chest, we're not going to get justice. I did think about this though. With Darnell, being where he is, could it be possible that he sent her these messages? No, because then it would still be off colored. When you have text messages, we all know we're not new to text messaging. One color is blue, and it looks like this may be an iPhone, and one color is gray. So even if he said this, it still should look right. So I can't even say that. Like we in a situation right now that if Darnell cops, she may not get her justice because this is so messy. This may be a case of a situation where so many hands have mixed in that we don't know what's real and what's not. You pray he talks? I do too. I really do. At the very least, at the very least, I want answers because I believe if we have the answers to what it is that really happened with this baby, I believe if we have the answers for what happened to this baby, then they can stop it from happening to somebody else. If they continue to hold back and be like spoon feeding us, then we're never going to find out anything. We're never going to find out anything. I want to go to this Naziah Harris thing. Okay. Apparently, who on here has been following the Naziah Harris case? Let me know if you've been following the Naziah Harris case. If you've been following the Naziah Harris case, you know that Roxy has been instrumental in the beginning of making noise for the Naziah Harris case. Okay. Apparently, for some reason, like I told y'all, the public will turn on you quick. I don't know what's going on, but it appears that Roxy is not in good favor anymore. I haven't really been looking into why Roxy is not in good favor anymore because I'm more interested in what's going on with the actual details, what's up with Jarvis. I'm not really sure. I've been following it too. Yeah. Thank you, Desperate. I'm not really sure why Roxy, and if Desperate, let me know. If you know why she is falling out of favor, let me know. Okay. But anyway, it appears allegedly that Roxy, they have been trying to run her name through the mud and say that she was doing stuff that she wasn't doing. So there was allegedly a cease and desist that came out. I'm going to put it on my screen. This is blurry, but I'm going to try to zoom in. Let me see what this looks like. Still a mess, but I'm going to read it to you. Okay. I don't know if this is real, but if it is, oh my God, I really wish they would have just ran it through ChatGPT because I think it would have helped out just a little bit. But it says, to whom it may concern, it has come to my attention that you have made a defamatory and false statement about me. The following false statements was made: having relations with, y'all can see it here, and allowing SA against, y'all can see it here. The statement was YouTube content creators. You see this where they broke up the YouTube? This is why I'm hoping that this is a hoax. Creators and is willfully misleading and without merit because I or Roxy has never engaged in any unlawful activity with, y'all can read it, or anything pertaining to the Naziah Harris case. Now, again, Naziah Harris is the young baby that went missing actually last year. It's been well over a year. She has not been found. Unlike our Keimani case, Naziah was never found. But before it got the motion, this case that it had, Roxy was one of the people that was stepping up. This is why I'm trying to figure out why all of a sudden it seemed like the tides have turned on her. And now they're claiming that she possibly has something to do with it. People will, oh my God, I don't know if it's justified or not, but people will turn quick on you. So apparently, because of that, let me finish reading. She said the false statements that you made is reckless and highly defamatory and has caused me to suffer reputational harm to my, and then it has slash for my or character and reputation. Y'all, the more I read this, I'm like, I don't know if all she had to do was run. If this is true, all you had to do was run it through a spell check and or a ChatGPT. Mercy. Let me try to find my or character and reputation. In addition, the false statements has affected me in the following ways: our personal well-being and image. I hereby demand that you immediately cease and desist from making any and all false statements against me within of the days, none days of the date. Oh my God. Do y'all think this is real? Yes, yes, no. Please tell me. This has got to be one of the worst letters I ever seen. And right now, it don't even have to be that way. It don't even have to be that way. This got to be one of the worst things I ever seen. If they're pushing false allegations, you definitely get your letter in. But my God, this got to be one of the worst letters I've ever seen. Let me finish, y'all. Okay. It's no periods. I hereby demand that you immediately cease and desist from making any and all false statements against me within none days of the date of this letter. Remove all defamatory statements and contents from YouTube and the tick. Oh God, look how the TikTok is spelled. TICTOC. I don't know about this. No, this looks crazy. Cause you gonna encourage somebody to do some more behind this. Okay, none of the defamatory and contents from YouTube and TikTok and any other social media accounts, and publish a retraction and notify me in writing when these tasks have been completed. If you do not cease and desist within the above stated time period, which she said none of the days, none days of the date, so I don't even know what the time period is, I will be forced to take appropriate legal action against you and seek all available damages and remedies. Sincerely, Kenya, and Roxy Rocks. Then you put y'all, what's the names on there? Not even your legal names. I mean, what on earth? What on earth? Is that real? It was. I got this. I'm not just pulling stuff from the air. I got this from one of the forums that has been instrumental in giving us information about Naziah Harris. But my God, y'all, what on earth was that? It don't even have to be that way. Forget the chat GPT. All you gotta do is run that through a spell check. It's gonna say period here, this, that, and the third. Ooh, I hope that ain't real. I hope that they clowning. But anyway, I want to talk about Roxy Rocks because of how quickly the public is going. It has been believed that she's trying to get a cash grab. I don't know how. Because I was not looking for what Roxy did wrong. Because I was not looking for what Roxy did wrong, I did not find anything to make me believe that she was trying to do a cash grab. But apparently the public does. And they have turned on it. And the reason why I keep saying they turned on her was because one of the ways I found out about this case was from her. One of the ways I found out from the case was from her. So even the wicked, let's say she is a lot of the things that people are claiming. Let's say that's true. I'm not saying it is true. But let's say that's true. I would not have heard about it, but she made as much noise as she made. So they're turning on her. Also, another video has circulated, and I want to show y'all this really quickly. Another video has circulated. It's an old video, but again, it circulated with the boy coming into Jarvis. We still on Naziah Harris right now. Coming into the party that was going on for the kids. He was coming in, and it was the way that Annette ran across the room and got everybody. Again, if you don't know, I always want to tell people what's going on. I hate getting onto a streaming and don't know. I may know one thing and may not know another one. So I like to let people know what's going on. Naziah Harris was missing. She was living with her grandmother, just like Keimani, and her aunt. There was a registered PDF living there, which was her aunt's boyfriend. They developed this relationship because he had did what he needed to do to be a creep and got access to Naziah. Sorry, y'all hear them, they mowing my lawn. But had access to her, and she has not been found. It was believed that she was pregnant and that antifreeze may be involved, But unlike Keimani, nobody has found her. Okay. But one of the things that kept coming up was, why was Jarvis, who is a registered PDF, around the young ones? Now, this video that I'm about to show y'all is an example, but what we also see is that Annette seemed to have a problem with Jarvis coming in late. Okay, let's say the CD was mostly a threat. She just can't make it servable if she doesn't add her own personal info, which she stated she hasn't done yet. Really? That was about the god offer. That wasn't even considered a threat. You're only going to encourage people to be like, let me do it again. You get you a professional situation and then you send it through. Hey, Simply Thrika. Hey, what's up, baby? So let me show y'all this video. So this is a party, and I want y'all to see how she comes across the room. I want y'all to see how she comes across the room. She being Annette, who is the grandmother, because it kept on saying, did you know, if you knew he was like this, why are you having him around these kids? And we will see that she does. Let's see. I think I'm on the right one still. Let me show y'all this really quickly. Let me show y'all. And I'm going to put sound on it, because that's the only reason why I'm on my laptop. So this is a party. I want y'all to tell me if y'all can hear it. Come on. Somebody tell me you can hear it before I go, because I don't want to be playing this and then we don't hear it. We can hear it. Yes? Good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm about to play it again. This is a party where a bunch of babies are there, and he's coming. But watch Annette run across the room. Let me move the thing in my... Watch Annette run across the room when he get there. Come on, sweetheart. Say thank you. Thanks, man. That's Shannon. Hey, Z. Jarvis just got there. So what you do? You just come by, fly in, fly out? You heard that? She said, what do you just fly in and fly out? I'm gonna do it again. Annette, what you just fly in? She come across the room. Now, mind you, what's her name? The one across on the other side, her, that's her man. That's her man right there. That's her man. But the grandmother come across the room. Let's look at it again. The grandmother come clear across the room. Now, this was important because allegedly it was asked how often was he around. They wanted to see, because he should not have been around any of them, to be honest. Let's look at it again. And he sounds just like Terrence Howard. I know Terrence Howard hated. Her. And wait, what's up, Cloud? Come on. Daddy, it's fucking birthday. Hey, happy birthday, dog. Daddy, you want to see my shoes, man? Come on, sweetheart. Say thank you. Thanks, man. Now come on down this way. Hey, Z. Look at my y'all. Hello. Come on. Where's Terry at? Okay, she gonna get a birthday boy. Why don't you go over there? Let me back. The one little girl, like, she don't like him. So what you do? You just come by, fly in, fly out? I thought you were supposed to be stuff. What you flying in and fly out? He needs to stay out. He needs to stay out. I did a video from a part of my video where I had the lady talking about the relationship she believed that Jarvis had with the women, because we know in the house was Jarvis. Where am I? Okay, we believe that what we know was that Naziah was living with Annette, who was a legal guardian. Annette is her grandmother. She was living with Annette, and that Shannon was staying there. She claimed in court that Shannon had her own place, but Shannon was living there. Okay, Shannon was there a lot, and Shannon there. So why is Annette coming across the room to address him? But you're gonna fly in and fly out, and then not Annette, and not why is Annette coming across the room to ask him, is he just flying in and out, as opposed to his girlfriend who was over there on the wall? This is why the video that I showed, which was I started talking about, where the lady was like, she believes that he was with all of them. This is why that makes a lot of sense to a lot of people. She sound happy to see him there. You know what I'm saying? All them babies. All of them babies. Hard situation because half the kids was his own. Then there's that. So this video and all this thing, all of the videos are being scraped up, because I actually have a lot of videos are being scraped up. And I'm going to do a video. The video I'm going to do next, y'all, is going to make a lot of people mad. And it's not going to be my live. I'm actually going to do a video. I like to produce my videos. The videos I'm going to do next is going to probably make a lot of people mad, but I'm going to go there because there's certain things that keep coming up that I'm tired of hearing. This one is really weird. Let me see. I want y'all to be able to see this whole thing. Let me come out some. Okay. This one got a lot of weird. So we have Naziah right here on the left. Shannon right there wanting to be young in the middle. Okay, let me hide this. Shannon in the middle, and then we have another baby. But look at this. Because you got a fat ass, I want to touch you. You got a fat ass, I want to touch you. You got a fat ass, you got a fat ass, you got a fat ass. I really love a fat ass. Like, why is this bitch saying? Isn't it cringy, y'all? It ain't cringy. My issue is not that Naziah was doing songs like this, which is why I'm gonna be whatever. It's that the environment that is happening or being built in the house, and you almost adding to it. Y'all understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying? If we didn't have Jarvis around, kids, I gotta pull out some of the songs that were hot when I was coming up. We had Lil Kim. I knew all the words. I was an adult back then. When did Lil Kim, that very first, what's the name, came out? I want to see how old I was. But I knew all of the Lil Kim soundtrack, her whole first album. I want to see how old I was. We didn't do too much cussing back in my heyday when I was real young, with salt and pepper and all that. But we know kids do that. But y'all know what's going on. What's wrong with the Women in This World tour? That's somebody that know me. I don't know. I'm trying to find out when this album came out. I want to see how old I was. I believe I may have been 20. So my issue is not that you got a fat ass. My issue is not that. What my issue is that you have somebody around in the vicinity who don't need to be there. Hardcore, 1996, 84, 94, 95. I was 22, so I was an adult. And I don't think we had a lot of cursing back then. But look at this. She want to be... It just make it worse, don't it? It just made it worse. Because you got a fat ass, I want to touch you. You got a fat ass, I want to touch you. You got a fat ass. Ooh, but why is she coming up in the reel like that? Oh gosh. Oh. Oh gosh. And y'all, now I see why Waffles he shit on the floor because of my wig. It was giving too much stuff. I understand him now. As I call it, I was told that it was a reminder of Donna Summer, but I think I was going for Farrah Fawcett. I don't think he's feeling the flip. Exactly. It seems to me the grandmother was, hey, I don't know. Yeah, I found out. So 94, 95, I'm 22. But come on now. But I'm going to do a video. The video that I do, that I'm going to be talking about, because one of the things that keeps coming up I don't like about these girls. This is her. I think she's about to cut her hair. It is, but I put the and I love to hear her voice, y'all, because we don't always hear her voice. So when I was doing my research and finding her voice, I'm like, oh my god, she's such an angel. Uneven cut it is, but I put the marker line on it, so come back when I'm done cutting it. So I'm done. I have to change my place. So here you go. This is what they look like. And her. She was just being a kid. She was just being a kid. That's the other thing too. I'm glad I didn't have social media when I was coming up because, honey, you talking about judging? Y'all would have judged me. I love hearing the videos when she talked. Oh my gosh, because we always see her. We know she loved to dance, and I got a few of those on this thing, but we don't really get a chance to hear her talk. We don't get a chance to hear her talk. We see more videos like this. It's really graphic though, too, right? It's really graphic. That's why I try to go back to Lil' Kim. I don't know if my mother or whoever was watching me would have allowed me to carry on with these songs if I was younger. I'm almost sure. I can't even play it. So they can't get a man, so they let freeze. This is what we saying. Because in the video, to your point, in the video that I did, I want to see if I can find that lady again. But in the video that I did about Naziah, the woman broke it down in a way that actually gave me chills in terms of I didn't really pay attention to, and I don't know that it's true, but I didn't pay attention to the fact that if they all had a man or woman, I didn't pay attention to if they were in a relationship with anybody. Talking about, we knew Shannon was allegedly with Jarvis, but Jarvis had a fiance. So I don't know if she was aware of that, but he had another woman. But I don't know if Annette had anybody. I don't know if Annette had anybody. Let me see if I can find that video because that video really spoke to where we are. If it's true that they didn't have anybody, then is it some weird type of situation where it's worshiping him? If so, why? Why are we doing it? Because y'all know we had a long streaming, I think last week, when we got real deep, probably a little bit too deep into what they see. Because I stand by it. I think that he's ordinary. But if you don't have anybody and you got somebody, some people that's all they need. Even on Shannon hating his eyes, her face. It says Shannon hating his eye, her face there said all. Latest is Naziah was slack. She was I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I'm gonna say this. I wouldn't put it past anybody at this point. I wouldn't put it past anybody at this point. And I think, unlike the other cases, y'all, if they get that same judge, the judge who presided over his probable cause hearing, the hammer gonna get come down. Meaning that if they get the same judge who presided over the probable cause hearing for Jarvis to determine if he could be stand trial, even though Naziah was not found, if they get her, she made it clear that all of them failed. And if they get her, everything gonna come out. I believe Jarvis gonna run everybody under the bus. Unlike Darnell, which we don't know if he's mentally able to whatever because he's emotional. I believe they're gonna run everybody under the ground. That's what I believe. Everybody. I believe Jarvis gonna run, and anybody that have anything to do with anything is gonna come out. He ain't going by himself. He said those freaks will go for a Giorgio boy. What's a Giorgio boy? I thought I knew everything. What's a Giorgio boy, Diane? Is that my Diane? You my Diane? Let me know if that's my Diane. Are you my Diane, my twisted baby Diane? Ain't she so cute on this, guys? Y'all see her? This case. Oh, and this is the other thing that came out too when I was doing my research. Now, again, I'm not doing it for all of this. I was looking at this case because Mrs. Parker, I believe that's her name, has an interview with a person that's supposed to be on tomorrow. And this person is believed to be autistic, and it's alleged that he at some point was inappropriate with her. So I wanted to find out where this is coming from, because it seems like they're scratching up everything right now. So that's what I was looking for. But in the midst, because like I said, I like to keep a file, I found this. But apparently Shannon's son is not staying with her. The Shannon's son is now staying with his father. So it's almost like all of the kids are being like separated from her. I don't know if it's because of the drama or what have it, or what have you. Transgenerational trauma, the dynamics of the Harris Bus family is troubling. It is very troubling. People get mad when we say this is like the Keimani case, but they really shouldn't, because the only people that should get mad are the people who were standing up for her, for both of them, and did the right thing. And we know right now that a lot of people dropped the ball. So if y'all drop the ball, please don't talk to us about it. But what I find concerning in both cases was that there was no basket. There was no grandmother. I mentioned to y'all when I was coming up, if my mother did something, I could call my grandmother quick and it would be an issue. I even had aunts. There are no aunts. There are no aunts. There's nobody to be like, what you doing? In either case. So here's the thing too. We found out that that Tiara is filing a lawsuit allegedly against CPS. If that is the case, does she have a right? Like, it's who? I can see Dorothy taking her to court for that, saying actually she was in my custody. Like, how does that work? There's nobody that was in the family that was instrumental in preventing any of this from happening. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Or am I just talking? There was nobody instrumental for me that was stepping in. Nobody. Now they're coming in after the fact because somebody said, I think I saved it, maybe over here somewhere, where somebody said that Naziah being missing has saved all the kids in the Harris house. I felt that actually makes a lot of sense to me. That, but because of what's happening to her, that now they start looking at the other kids. Now they start looking at the other kids. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Now they start looking at the other kids. Because before this, nobody was really looking at the other kids. It like, if all of this happened and you had this man around, then you definitely don't need to have no man around. You definitely don't need to have access to your kids, probably at least until this trial is over, if not beyond. Share some, please. Let me try to read. You said, watch video of Eric B. Gamble with Naziah when she was 7. And then I have that. Let me know if you're talking about this. Let me know if you're talking about this video. I'm about to try to find it. Let me know if you can talk about this. I believe you're talking about this video. I have it. Let me know if you're talking about this one. I'm going to pull it up right now. You talking about this one? Wait a minute. That ain't the one. Did it go away? Yeah. You talking about this one? Let me know if you're talking about this one. I'm talking about for this comment. Because I was trying to figure out who that was. Let me know if you're talking about that one. And they can definitely, now I can get them some therapy. Yes, I agree. Yeah, so I'm wondering, somebody say something about the word to track. I can't, sometimes YouTube didn't want to grab take some things down. But if you have all of these people around, then it could be some validity, which is why that woman says the judge says she may consider other. You talking about that one? Mushy was it? Yes. I was wondering who this man was. Like, why do y'all got all these PDFs around? Why? I don't understand. Make it make sense. It perplexes me. Pew, I was not allowed. Why is he in her room while she's doing her TikToks? And this is why we continue to talk about this. It makes us start wondering. When I tell y'all, I believe that people are going to start looking at all of these little girls and people in our lives. People are really going to start looking now. Unless you're the father, a good uncle. I used to say the preacher man. I can't even say that no more. You don't need to really be around a little girl. I wouldn't even want to be. Unless it's a member of my family, a coach, and again, with eyes, I wouldn't even want to be around. Why were all of these men around? Why were they all around? I'm glad you told me confirm who that was. I had this video for a long time because I said I need some questions to be answered. I didn't know who it was. So I want to show y'all this other video because a lot has been coming out about Naziah Harris, and we're going to continue to just be talking about. At this point, folks want to know where she. At this point, folks want to know where she's at. That's allegedly Kenya daddy. Ooh, so Kenya, as in Roxy's mom, Mushy. Because we read the. I don't know if you was in here for it, but we read the Roxy. Allegedly, there was a letter that was supposed to be Roxy from Kenya, what have you. That's her daddy. And what you mean? Yes. Danny, I'm thinking the same thing. Make sure y'all subscribe and I want to show y'all this other video because people are at this point, I think there's just no justice for Naziah Harris. That you're able to lay Keimani to rest, but nothing is going on with Naziah right now. Nothing. And I think this is one of the reasons why people are like really just not having it no more. Like they are getting tired of it. They're going to continue to make conspiracy theories. They're going to continue to say other things, which are going to be based on my next video. If you remember, you'll get it early. But the video that I'm about to put up next week, or may even be able to finish it this week, is going to probably hurt a lot of people's feelings. But I got to put it up because I really want it to be said. But this is why. That's a bed he's sitting on. He's not supposed to be around. Exactly. So if he's Annette's brother, okay, is Kenya related to Annette? Because we say for a fact, or we believe for a fact, that's Annette's brother. We believe for a fact that's Annette's brother. Is that Kenya's daddy too? Because if that's the case, that explains why people are really. Your name is Kenya also? Hi, Pink Panther. Let me pull back up my video because there are a lot of things that's going on. It's just balls being dropped after balls being dropped after balls being dropped. It's really no other way to say it. And again, unlike our Naziah Harris, who will be laid to rest, there is none of that now for her because she's not found. Hey, and tell me where y'all from as y'all pop in. And if you already tell me where you're from, tell me again. Shoot. Tell me as many times. No, we already talked about that. I want to know, where are you from while I'm looking at my videos. So yeah, guys, what I've been doing though, I have been as y'all know, I told you I have a file, and what I've been doing is I'm getting ready for this jury selection. It's going to be an administrative hearing first for Jarvis, and then it's going to be the jury selection. But also, I've been going over my things because I'm trying to figure out who on earth, and y'all can tell me if y'all feel like y'all know, but who on earth is going to vouch for Jarvis? They said he allegedly had 10 people that they're going to be inviting as witnesses. Who on earth are going to be those 10 people? I can't see going to work after speaking up for this man. I can't imagine it. Who are going to be those 10 people? Tell me where y'all from as y'all coming in. That video was said to be at a motel. What? Desperate? Are you serious? Who was in that motel? Just them? I please hope you didn't log off. We need more. Hey, honey. Welcome from North Carolina. We need you to. Are you saying that this video was in a hotel? Hey, Risha. We trying to figure out. How did you know that? That done pissed me off on a whole new level of pissed off. I don't think I can get more upset. Welcome London, UK, Denise. I want to see in this room real quick. Let me see if I can zoom in. No, it could be a cheap motel. No, because they got the thing in the background. That blind. I don't know about too many motels that got that. Tell me if that's what you're talking about, though. Hey, St. Philly. Welcome. Welcome, Detroit. I don't know if this is because of the blinds. I could be wrong. But I used to love motels back in the day as a young person. And I don't recall many of them having that kind of situation going on. Tell me if y'all think that could be a motel from the blinds. Yep, we know. But like I always try to tell my T babies and people that come in here and support me, I need y'all to know, for us, what we don't want to do, let me show a portion of myself. What we don't want to do is think that what we are talking about or what we are speaking about is not helping. Just us putting this out into the universe and speaking about it and not letting it go, I think we should broaden our perspectives. The reason why people connect to these cases is not necessarily for clout. You'll have it for clout, but it's the starting point. Like, for instance, when that thing happened with Trayvon Martin, that sparked a lot of movement. Sometimes you have an anchor situation that sparks a bigger movement. Okay? And then but without a Naziah, without a Keimani, we would have gotten no motion. So what I like about it is, by speaking about it and by talking about it, you are shining light on other cases. You don't think Ohio looking at some of their cases now and people are speaking up? The last thing they need is a reporter is going to the news and saying, look, I got the same situation that happened in my class, and I had a little girl who said something and nobody helped her. That's the last thing they need. Oh, they're going through them cases right now, honey. Not to mention in Toledo, Ohio, right now, they were protesting. They waited for her to have her service, her memorial, Keimani, to have her memorial, and they waited for the private. And after that, they put boots on the ground. So I want us to understand that what we are saying and what we're doing is providing motion. That's the biggest thing. And then we can take it a step further. If we see something in our own lives and then start saying something, We don't care no more if you get mad. I'm sorry. We don't care no more if you get mad. Yes, that's the video I watch every day. Everybody on NH. Lots of people thought so because of the air conditioning unit. It's them blind. I'm telling you, I don't see no. I haven't seen no motel with them blinds. They normally got the thick curtains, them thick ugly curtains, because them blinds are so cheap that they can break. I'm doing from a perspective of having. I used to love motels when I was a young person, and I filmed in quite a few of them. Like we did Be More Chicks. I filmed Be More Chicks in a motel. Yeah, they look like a bedroom to me too. I did Be More Chicks in a motel. Oh, honey, I've been in some motels. Let me just tell you, honey, that's one of my favorite places to actually film. Miss T, you right. Only one want truth. That's why I have utmost respect for you. You don't know who Roxy Daddy. That's one. Ooh, in Manchester, England. Anthony Gamble, another Annette Brothers. Oh, thank you, baby. I don't know personally, but either way, him grab me. Yes, keep hands off. Whether it's a motel, the bedroom, whatever, hands off. And she's laughing, but people don't realize that a lot of times with children, they'll laugh or they'll respond kindly just so they're not going to be hurt. So if I laugh, then maybe you won't hurt me. So it don't mean that she having a good time. Yes, exactly. Just like that incident in Indianapolis that opened a lot of CPS cases. Y'all are saving little boys and little girls. Trust me. Don't let people think just by talking about some internet sleuths. Let the investigators do what they gotta do. Shut up. No, we aren't letting the investigators do what the investigators got to do. I've been talking about this for over 20 years. About these kind of people right here for over 20 years. These. I probably would have had an easier career if I stopped talking about it. I kept sliding into every book that I could think of. Shut up. We are not going to stop talking about it. We're not talking about it. You can have an air conditioning unit in your home or an apartment. Yeah. So I'm thinking from a standpoint as a business person too, those blinds are about the cheapest blinds to ever be blinded before. Meaning that in a motel, can you imagine somebody going to the thing and then open them up and closing them, open up, close them? They're not functional for a house unless you have the real good heavy duty ones, and they definitely ain't gonna be functional for a motel. Why not the FBI involved? Too many innocents are. If everyone keep talking and not these cases rest, someone got to listen. Yes. Yeah, I don't know about them. We don't know what's going to happen. So many cases, so many eyes are on. And then let's be real, on Black little girls. We know that it happens to the white babies too, because I've covered the Maddie Soto case. And in that case, the woman was right there. But sometimes the Black little girls are not given the attention they need on some of these cases because you don't have that fort around them, or because we listen to the music that we listen to and enjoy. People like to make assumptions. So we're saying we don't care if she like those kind of songs. We don't care if she's dancing and enjoying herself and being a kid, and you may not like the music she's listening to. Find her. I will be here for orderly protect in North Carolina, but nobody steps up. It's like these cases are going to continue to happen until, to your point, people start stepping up. The stepmom that held a child hostage for 20 years is. Oh yeah, you talking about the one? I was gonna do that one, Thrika. Are you talking about the one? I thought it was a little boy. He's a grown. I think he's older now. But all of them, y'all know what I always say. If y'all follow my channel, y'all know that I say that the majority of the reasons why we have these issues is because of mental health. People argue me down and they say no, it's the demons and all of that. And I'm a very spiritual woman. I believe spiritual. Notice I say spiritual and not religious. There's a difference, meaning that I speak to God, to the higher being on a regular daily basis. That is my practice. I don't just talk about it. Before I get out of bed, that's what I do. And if I can remember, I like to try to thank God for certain things, but it don't matter. I go into meditation on a regular basis. So I'm not saying that there aren't forces that could be of evil. You can feel it when you walk into a room and see certain people. If you ever walked into a room and then the person in there and even your family member, they got an attitude and you can feel it. So I know that's real. But the majority of the reason that we're having what we're having is because we're not handling mental illness. We are not saying, this is not to be confused with people who are using mental illness to get out. I'm speaking about real mental illness. This is the issue that we're having. Somebody said it earlier that in the Naziah Harris case, you got it is alleged that you got a lot of people around who may not be mentally well. We know it is in the Keimani Latigue case. That's on record. That's not even alleged. That's on record that there are mental issues there. So if we're going to continue to, if we don't deal with that, we're going to continue to have these problems. Yes, he a grown man now. I saw that. And burned the house down in order to get out. He couldn't take it no more. He was allowed to leave the house when he walked the dog, and by walk the dog, take him out into his yard and leave his room when he took the dog out and when he was cleaning up. Although cleaning up what, I have no idea because it was a mess. Forget them foods. Let me know where you at in it. So we're gonna keep talking. We don't care what nobody say. We don't care if you get mad. We don't care if they keep talking about it. Yes, we are. We're gonna continue to talk about it until we start seeing motion. I was looking for this video, but I cannot find it, and I cannot stand when I can't find my videos. I can't find my videos because I want to look at that woman again. That woman had a lot of perspective about what she feels is going on with the ladies in the Harris house. And that to be seen by him for a lot of women is something. By him, Jarvis. Can y'all believe it? Mental health is real. Whose father died? Let me know if we talking about Jarvis, because I know we going through them today. Y'all know once we get on here and talking, honey, it'd be like we just be in the living room with each other. I almost forget I'm on YouTube. I'm not reminded until I get one like I had earlier today when we had to block them because they was on here trying to sell whatnot. And that's not what we do on this show, honey. But yes, it is so real. Let me know if you're talking about Jarvis. Let me know if you're talking about Jarvis. Okay, because I am definitely coming back on Saturday too, guys, because I want to talk about a few things. But I want to get my video out. The video that I got coming out is going to make people mad. Just like the video that I did when I was talking about is Naziah Harris alive? A lot of people just saw that title and ran with it. Didn't even look at what I was talking about. Because if you looked at what I was talking about, you would know that I don't believe she's alive. There are a lot of people that do believe she's alive. A lot of people believe that Naziah Harris is alive. And they're still talking about it to this day. They're still talking about it to this day. They believe for whatever reason, because Jarvis is putting out what he's putting out in there, that she just ran away. Yeah, she is. And in this case, Tariqa, the mother had given up custody of her son and didn't even know what was going on. That drove me mad too. The mother, in the case that you're talking about, where there was a case, in case you don't know what we're talking about, there was a case, I forget what city and state, I was going to cover it and I didn't mess with it, but the house, there was a house fire. And when they went into the house fire to help the people that was inside, the stepmother was, first of all, very interested in saving her dog, but they heard some yelling, and that's when they found the boy or the man. He was an adult at this point, but he was so emaciated they don't even know how he survived. And they learned that he set the house on fire in order to free himself. That's what happened with that. Yep, exactly. Gave up her rights as a mom. So she gave up her rights as a mom, and then this is what happened with her child. He's been virtually treated as a slave. That's what happened with that case. But I was going to cover it. I can't find that video. I'm gonna have that video for us because I really wanted to bring it up, and I don't believe I don't have it here. But I'm going to come back on Saturday, guys, and we're going to go further. And I'm hoping that the Naziah Harris, that interview that Miss Parker is going to have, that would have gotten done. I don't know. I can't imagine him getting on here and saying by him, the autistic guy who allegedly had some dealings with I before. I can't imagine him doing that or saying it. But we're going to see. So make sure y'all come back and make sure y'all look out for that video. If you remember, you're going to get the video early, but it'll be on my page within, I want to say 3 or 4 days. It's going to make people mad, but we got to talk about it. I love you, babies, and I will see you all soon. Bye.